Hi, 7th grade. Today we're going to be looking at how to make box and whisker plots. And again, this is a section that can be found in your new algebra book, which is lesson 12-4. Your gotta check is going to be on page 736, number 2. And your homework is going to be the box and whisker plots worksheet. And your bell ringer is page 1 of your book, number 8. Okay. Let's take a look at box and whisker plots, what they look like, and how they use the data. So when we think about box and whisker plots split data into 4 main pieces. And those 4 main pieces are going to be called quartiles. We're going to see how this works in a second. We're going to use this data in order to show what the quartiles looks like. Okay? Box and whisker plots also use the median. So median is the main measure that we're going to use in a box and whisker plot. We are actually going to find 3 separate medians. So let's watch how this works. So the first thing we have to do is we're going to be finding some medians for our data. So we're going to be finding the median of all the data. Then we're going to find the median of the lower quartiles and the upper quartiles. So first of all, I'm going to find the median of this data. So as I work my way in, my numbers are all in order from smallest to greatest. The median of the data is 11. So this is my median, and this is also known as quartile 2. So I'm going to write quartile 2 down there. When we create the box and whisker plot, it's going to have a special position. Okay? Next, I'm going to find the median of the data that is on this side of my center. So if I look at the median of this data, again, I'm going to work my way in. My median of the lower part of the data is 5. Okay? So this is the lower median, and this is going to be called quartile 1. Okay, and that's going to have a special position at our box and whisker plot. Okay, next I'm going to do the upper median. So I'm going to go to the side of my median, and I'm going to find the median of this data. That is 21. So this is my upper median, and this is going to be quartile 3. Okay, the last 2 points that I need are my maximum and my minimum. So 2 in this case is the minimum of my data. That's going to form the whisker of the plot. 25 is the maximum, and that's going to form the whisker on the other side. Okay, so let's make a box and whisker plot. So a box and whisker plot always starts with a number line. And you want to kind of design your number line to make sure that you're able to get the minimum and the maximum data on your number line. So maybe I will do my number line by 2s. So I'm going to go by 2s. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, and I'm going to stop there because 25 is my maximum. Okay, so in order to make a box and whisker plot, the first part you have to make is the box, and the box is made using the quartiles. So you always put your box and whisker plot below the number line. So my first median is at 11, so I'm going to put a little dot here and a line. My upper median is at 21, so I'm going to find 21. Again, I'm going to put a dot and a line below. And then my lower median is 5. So I'm going to find 5, put a dot and a line. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just connect my lines together to form a box. So you can see that I have a box. This was my median of all the data. This was my lower median, and this was my upper median. So that makes the box portion. Next, I need to put in the whiskers. So this is the box. The whiskers are going to extend outward to the minimum and the maximum. So my minimum was 2, so I'm going to put a dot here, and I'm going to extend my whisker So this is 1 whisker, just to give it a label so you remember what it is. And then 25 was my maximum, so I'm going to put a dot where 25 would be and extend that whisker outward. Okay, so the important thing is, do you know what these mean? So that as we're looking at your box, you know that this is the minimum, this is the maximum, this is quartile 1, quartile 2, and quartile 3. Okay, maybe I'll label those. This is our min, this is our Q1, our Q2, our Q3, and this is our maximum. Okay, so if you see in a box and whisker plot, you should be able to tell what these points all stand for. Okay, it is time for your gotta check. So remember, your gotta check is on page 736, and we're doing gotta check number 2. Okay, in this case, we have a lot fewer data points. So our data points are going to be 4, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16. I've got 2 of those. And then I have 25 and 34. Okay, pause the video. When we come back, we'll make a box and whisker plot. All right, so I'm going to erase my box and whisker plot. And looking at my data, I have a bigger range here. I go from 4 all the way to 34, so that's definitely a bigger range. So I think I'm going to need to modify my number line. So I'm going to need to make a little bit of a different number line, and I'm going to get that number line ready to go. So as I look at this, going up to 34, maybe I'm going to go up by 5s here. So I'll go 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and what the heck, we'll put a 40 in here. Okay. First thing, my numbers are all in order, and I need to go in and find my median. So I'm going to go inward 1 by 1, and this is an even set of data. So I need the average of 14 and 15, and my average in here is 14.5. Okay, so that is my median. So I'm going to put that in. So 14.5 would be somewhere around here, very close to the 15, and I'm going to put a line. Okay, next I'm going to find my lower median. So because 14.5 is in between 14 and 15, I do need to use the number 14 as part of this data below. So I'm going to use this, so I'm going to work my way in. The lower median is 9. So I'm going to put in my 9 right over here, kind of by the 10. And then I'm going to use the 15 along with this upper data, since my median is technically in between these two. So I'm going to work my way in again. And here, my median of the upper quartile, or quartile 3, is 16. So I'm going to put my 16 in here. Okay. What I'm going to find is this makes a very kind of small little box. Okay, but sometimes it turns out that way. All right, there's more data close to the middle. Last but not least, I need to put in my minimum and maximum. So my minimum was 4, and that's going to make the whisker. My maximum was 34, which is way out here. Okay, so I'm going to have a very long whisker on that side, but that makes sense because I have an outlier. Okay. All right, so hopefully your box and whisker plot should have looked something like this. All right, so your homework for tonight, remember, is to try your box and whisker plots worksheet, and your bell ringer is page 1 of your algebra book, number 8. Bye, 7th grade. See you tomorrow.